Hey class, this video is on units analysis. Unit analysis are things that are equivalent to each other. Okay, so units meaning that it's some type of measurement involving one thing. So I could say, you know what, how many feet are in 1 yard? Well, there are 3 in 1 yard. Those two things are equivalent, feet and yard. Okay, well, 3 feet to 1 yard. Now, we're going to discuss unit analysis by answering this question that I have on the whiteboard. And that question is, how many seconds are in 1 hour? Okay, and we're going to use certain mathematical properties, facts, to answer this. Okay, now when you start off a unit analysis problem, you always start off with what you are given. Okay, what are we given? What do I start off with? Well, I start out with 1 hour. Okay, that's the information that we're given. And you want to end up, so I want my answer to end up in seconds. I'm going to circle seconds. Okay, so at the very end, I better have seconds, otherwise I've done something horribly wrong. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 hour. Okay, and whatever you're given, you always put that over 1. Okay, we're going to set up other fractions over here. Now this first fraction is always what you are given. Okay, these other fractions, they're just mathematical facts. Okay, well, since in this example we're discussing units of time, alright, so I go from hour, I need to end up at seconds. So what's the smallest unit of time underneath hour? Well, it's minutes. Okay, now how many minutes are in an hour? There's 60. Okay, now in this fraction, I've either got to put hours on the top or hours on the bottom. Okay, the short answer is I'm going to put hour on the bottom, and we're going to see why. Okay, so let's put 1 hour, and on top, how many minutes is that? Well, that's 60 minutes. Okay, notice how in this resulting fraction, these two things are equal. 60 minutes, well, that's the same thing as 1 hour. Okay, and the reason we put 1 hour on the bottom is because when we have fractions, if there's something on the top and the bottom, they're being multiplied, they're in common, we can cancel them out. Okay, well, I can cancel it out. Hours with hours. Okay, so the only word we're left with is now minutes. Okay, I didn't want minutes as my answer, so let's go to the next smallest thing. Okay, we're going to set up another fraction. Well, if I'm going from minutes to seconds, I can find something that I can convert. Well, I'm going to put, how many minutes are in a second? Well, there's 60. Okay, and you have to determine, am I going to put minutes on top or the bottom? Well, I'm going to put it on the bottom, because again, we want it to cancel out. So I'm going to put, let's put 1 minute. 1 minute, how many seconds are equal? Well, we said 60 seconds. Okay, and the same reason we did that is because if I have minutes on the top and on the bottom, they go away, they cancel out. Okay, so let's look at the words that we have left over. Well, the only word that survived I see is seconds. Good, that's what we wanted our answer to be. So, when you have a fraction, you can either simplify with numbers on the top or the bottom, or you can just multiply across. Okay, well, let's multiply across. 1 times 60 times 60. Well, 1 times 60 is just 60. And 60 times another 60 is 3,600. Okay, now the reason I get that is because 60 times 60, whenever you multiply numbers that end in zeros, well, we have 2 zeros, you just put down the end of the number, and 6 times 6, well, that's 36. Okay, that's how you get that. Okay, let's multiply the numbers on the bottom. 1 times 1 times 1, that was easier, it's just 1. Okay. So if we look at the numbers that, the words that survived, I just see seconds, and that's in the numerator. So I'm going to put 6,000 or 3,600 seconds. Now, 3,600 seconds over 1 is just 3,600 seconds. Okay. So how many seconds are in an hour? You successfully answered that. It's 3,600 seconds. So if you were to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to stop right there. But probably at that pace, it would probably take you an hour to get to 3,600 seconds. Okay, so just to recap about this, there's a lot of math going around here. This fraction is always what you're given. So what I start with? I start off with 1 hour. The resulting fractions are mathematical statements or mathematical facts. So these two are, I'm just gonna put math. Okay, so they're math facts, right? Because 60 minutes, that's an hour. 60 seconds, that's a minute. Okay, those two things are just the math. These are equivalent statements. Okay. Also, what was important is that we canceled out words here. We canceled out hours with hours, minutes with minutes to get what I wanted. Okay. And we organized in such a way such that there was something on the top and the bottom. Okay, and after that, once you just have the numbers, you can just use computation, multiply it out, and simplify. And our answer was 3,600 seconds. Alright, that's it. Bye.